Yeah. I say it's no love lost. I say it's no love lost. We clocking in, taking no time off. It's no love lost. I say it's no love lost. We lost again, but it's not your fault. It's no love lost. Yeah.
You're right here, but
Yeah, we are.
you rolling?
Yeah, we're rolling.
Let's go.
Man, if you only knew the motivational speaking before we had this to get pumped, you guys would truly be motivated. I know I am. It gave me these goosebumps because I feel like I can relate to it.
Yeah.
I'll post the link below. Welcome, man. Welcome to No Love Lost TV. This is the second episode of No Love Lost TV. I have no one other than, this is actually our first time meeting.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Rob, man. We met through our Motivate and Grow group. You guys heard me talk about it so much. He's been a huge mentor without even knowing it, just by his actions, by his words of encouragement. And you might not know it, but you've helped me out a lot, just seeing what you've done. A little bit of words of advice that, we talk here and there. I greatly appreciate it, man.
That's my goal, man.
Thank you, man.
My goal, not only for the group, but for anybody out there, is just to share experiences, show that it's real. The struggle is real. The emotions are real. Everything we go through is real, but we don't have to do it alone. And something God called out to me and said, you know what? You and this man got to get together. You got to give him some wisdom and some advice, and just share with him anything that can help him. I know I had several people that I could thank and name that pulled me aside, invited me over, and just expressed all of their feelings, emotions, just basically fed into me and said, Rob, here's what you got to do, and here's the steps you need to do to become successful. And none of them talked about money, so.
I think that's sort of like, I guess we'll kind of get into, the first day what I want to talk about is, whenever you start this journey, I kind of started mine really naked. I just kind of said, fuck it. And I went for my dreams. I did what made me happy, with no real savings behind me or nothing like that. But I had faith because I know if I give, I shall receive. And a lot of people look at me like I'm crazy. A lot of people are like, man, what are you doing? You got 5 babies at home.
Yeah.
You left a good paying job, this and that. And I just feel like money, I used to think money was everything. Like my love was bought growing up. You're feeling sad? Let's go buy you a brand new pair of shoes. Let's go do this, let's go do that. And everything looked great on the outside. I had everything,
Amen.
A lot of people say, oh, you had a wonderful life growing up. But it was like, what about the love and the care that I needed?
Yeah.
What about my soul,
Yeah.
So whenever we're listening to that thing, and he just says, I have a sickness, and I'm okay with that.
Oh,
I have a sickness, and I'm okay
That hits
with
me
that.
different.
Oh, that and gives me chills. But that's what my brand's about, what I mean?
I love it. I don't think you have to have a definite plan. I don't think you have to have a guarantee or a savings to go into a passion. I believe if you do something you absolutely believe in and you know it's going to provide for your family, do it. Who's going to tell you no? Who's going to tell you, hey, you left a good job? You're going to tell me you can't go apply and get another good job out there?
That was it.
How many good jobs are out there?
I gave myself 6 months.
How many good jobs are out there, and how many good employees are out there? A lot of good jobs, not a lot of good employees.
Yeah.
So if you and I need to get back in the workforce, are we going to have an issue getting a good job or good employees?
Yeah.
So where's the fear? Where's the fear?
I know at the end of the day, and this is what I told myself, 7 months. It's actually been 7 months since I left my job.
Oh, I love it.
Man, 7 months, bro. And I told myself, Josh, you have enough money coming. You had enough, give yourself 6 months. If this fails in 6 months, if it fails in 6 months, that was my big word. If I said, what's the worst thing that will happen? You're going to have to go get a job at Starbucks part-time to just get the bills going.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? What's that? And now, if isn't in my vocabulary, it's I'm excited to see what happens in 5-10 years.
When I make it, when.
That's it, when. Using those words would just change my mindset so much. When, or I'm going to, not if, not maybe, not, or not, whenever I'm going to do this, it's no, I'm planning on doing this.
Well, if there's anything I can elaborate to that is, all of those thoughts are very lonely. It's a very lonely, independent mindset because only you deal with all those problems. Your kids, your wife, they deal with it financially, but they don't deal with it emotionally. And you're the one that has to, sit back at home and what if this doesn't work out? What if this and that? What if this happens? You think of all scenarios possible because it's in our nature. All the burden falls on you. All the naysayers, they're doubting you. They're not doubting your kids and your wife. They're doubting you personally. So it's a lonely road that you have to take in order to get to where you want to be. I dealt with that a lot. I dealt with a lot of, I kind of felt like my back was against the wall. I felt like everybody wanted to see me fail. And I used it. I used it as motivation. I used it as determination, not to prove them wrong, but to prove myself right.
Someone said something in the group the other day. It said, don't prove the doubters wrong, prove those that believed in you right.
Mm-hmm.
And that burned me, you know what I mean? Because I know, when we had that conversation, sometimes I feel like my back is against the wall. Sometimes I'm really defensive, you know what I mean, on what I'm doing, and it's just because I care. You know what I mean? It's because I care. Like,
it's good to have emotions.
People say, I'm really sensitive now. And I said, I'm not sensitive. I'm just passionate. Like, I'm just passionate now. Like, I protect myself. Like, like no one protected me. You know what I mean? Like, and man, I mean, it sometimes it just leaves me lost for words. Just seeing the progress of not only where I become, but like, this isn't even about the brand. This is more or less just on a mental and on a soulful level. Just you see places where like I used to be. Man, I used to be so negative. Like I agree, or I say this thing, and I feel like it's huge. Is you are what you attract.
Absolutely.
And my life used to be so negative. There used to be so much negative stuff in my life, and I'm like, why? Why can't I catch a break? Why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? And now I'm like, no, I know why. Because I was negative. I used to feed into that.
Yes. No, you have to be positive. You have to be positive, and you have to truly believe in yourself. It don't matter if it's about no love lost, if it's about my companies, it's about me doing anything. You have to truly believe what you're doing is going to work, and it's positive. It's hard. It's mentally, it's hard. I would say 9 out of 10 days I wake up and I just feel ready to conquer the day. But that 1 out of 10 days, I'm a little defeated. What if this happens? What if I lose this contract? What if this person lets me go? And I immediately pray and get myself in a good, calm mindset. And then I remember back to the starting days. And every time I do that, and I remember when I began and when everything was gained, every contract was more, then you have nothing to lose. So that mindset alone just reminds me, like, just be grateful for what you have, not as, maybe you don't have as much as you did 6 months ago, but be grateful for what you have now and work on growing that back to that point. And you just gotta believe in yourself. You gotta believe in your brand. That's why when I told you that line, I said, there's no love lost, but all success gained. And I truly meant that because...
I got something for that. Man.
Okay, you got me?
I got something coming for that.
Okay.
I took that with a huge grain of salt.
I said it, and I was fired up, boy.
Yeah, so I'll make sure you get your dues for that one. Let me rewind a little bit. I didn't introduce it like I should have. Let them know who you are and your company.
Sure.
How long you've been in business for. And
got you. Robert Martinez. I have 2 companies. I have a cleaning company that has been in business for 4 years now, and then I have a delivery business that is about 6 months now. So still both new companies.
What kind of cleaning stuff do you do?
Janitorial. We do a lot of offices, buildings. Do carpet cleaning. We do a lot of move outs. People move out of their home or they have rentals. We'll clean those up for a lot of new construction. So anyone who's in need of our cleaning services, I have a good team that get the job done, and we just try to stay on top of it.
And you guys are moving?
The moving True Blue Delivery. Me and my partner Dom, we kind of had this dream, vision of growing a business that's going to help both of our families, and we're 6 months in, and we're both working extremely hard. And it's in that beginning phases where you're working everything. You have no employees, you're the employee, and him and I we're just doing our best to team up and get it to where it needs to be.
What all kind of goods you guys do?
Like household goods, like IKEA furniture, tables, anything that people order online that's, feasible. I mean, as long as you have the room for it in your truck, you can deliver it. So right now we have a van, but as of this weekend, we rented a bigger truck, and that just goes to show you that things are getting busier if we're renting bigger. So I'm excited.
Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
not only the first business, but man, the second business. That's another blessing.
Yeah,
absolutely. I know times might be hard now because I know there, especially when you're starting off a business, you have to do everything.
Yes.
Everything. You don't have employees, you don't have anything like that. So believe me, I know what it's like there.
Yeah, it's tough, but it's worth it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The second business, that's generational, wealth, and that's what we want to build. Businesses on businesses on businesses. That's the key to generational wealth, and I feel like that's huge. And I was talking to someone about generational wealth the other day, and they kind of said, well, by the second generation, your kids become spoiled, and they kind of lose it. And I said that's fine, because at least I know I gave my kids and my kids' kids.
I mean, they're speaking from an opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
My goal is that my daughter and my son become their own entrepreneurs. They don't have to take over the businesses I've established, but I know for a fact that they're going to grow up seeing their dad do his thing. You don't think they're going to learn?
That's been the most inspiring thing for me. It's growing up, I fiend for love from everyone. I used to have girlfriends after girlfriends after girlfriends just because I wanted that love, and I was searching for it the wrong place. And now where I'm at, with 5 kids, I'll be out and about, making deliveries, and my daughter's like, how do we do today, Dad? How many shirts did you sell today? How many hats did you sell today? How many hats do you have left? And she's like, she's just so into it, you know what I mean? She's like, hey, Dad, you think maybe you can put this up on our shirt, and she'll draw it. So we're actually going to come out with, and this is breaking.
Okay.
We're coming out with the kids collection that my daughter designed. That's a No Love Lost. That my daughter designed. Just seeing my kids, like, the look in their eyes, like, one daughter doesn't understand. She's like, you don't have a job, we don't have no money. And I'm like, no, but my oldest daughter, she's just so, she's so into it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And to see that, be like, man, it might not work for me, but I might have created a habit for her that changes her whole life. You know what I mean? That she doesn't, she knows, hey, my dad tried a business, let me try a business, So that's been probably the biggest blessing of this, seeing the impact on my kids.
Yeah, and and a little bit of a backstory, and not a lot of people know this, but my dad actually when he was alive, he had a business for a few years. He did construction, and a few memories that I have from that is, one, the guy was phenomenal at building decks and porches, and he could build anything, remodel. He had a craft to build. He'd even ask me, son, do you want to come help? And my response was always, no, I'm good. I want to play video games. I was young. I didn't see spending time together. I saw me working, and it just didn't really make sense. But he had a craft for it. He was passionate about it. I mean, people loved his work, but business aspect. I remember him sitting at the table, jamming out receipts, kind of stressing out, just kind of having that look and that energy of things didn't look like they were going well. I heard a few arguments that financially he just wasn't making the right decisions for his family, and again, wasn't dealing with it right. So not soon after, there was no business. And if you go to his old house now, you see the construction sign off to the side, kind of half dirt on it, half clean. And every time I go over there, I look at it, I say, man, this guy had a vision. He had a logo. He had my sister's name and my name on there to represent us, and he wanted to get it done. He just functionally, and he didn't do it the right way, and he had the craft. So his failure in business elevated me, and he's not around to share that. He's not even around for me to say, Dad, I saw you create something. I saw you create a business. I saw the work you did, and it inspired me. Now I'm doing my thing.
That's big, man. Like that hits me because my dad was the same way. My dad my dad could do anything and everything to a car. That wasn't his profession, but growing up, we built a lowrider together. And when I graduated, and he gave me the keys. So I'm here, congratulations. And I was like, oh shit, But he would always, hey, you want to work on it? You want to work on it? And I didn't work with him as much on it because I felt like it was work. I'd rather go outside, go play baseball, go play football, play video games. And we actually just sold it last weekend, 2 weekends ago actually, and it hurt. But I think my dad doesn't. I try to explain my dad as much as I can. I'm an entrepreneur, he's impacted me to become one, but he kind of doesn't see it, So I think that right there, I have to figure out that way to pinpoint that to my dad, just because of this conversation where it's, I gotta be grateful that I still do have my dad, and I think sometimes we take for granted, the things, the people we have in our lives that might not be the best relationships, but they definitely help molded you.
No, definitely. I think through tragedy and adversity really brings out who someone's going to become. Kind of like this pandemic, things happen, the worst of the worst, and you have two options. You can lay down and feel sorry for yourself and wonder why me, or you can do something about it. And I made a promise to myself, to my family, that I was not going to be a victim of somebody else's tragedy. I was going to make sure that whatever I did in life, not money-wise, whatever I did, I was going to do it to the best of my ability, and it motivates me today. I mean, he passed away in 2007. We're 2020, and I'm just fired up. Fired up to do it for him, not to prove anything to him, just to make his name proud.
Yeah, exactly.
To make his name proud.
Well, he might not be here physically, but
Oh, he's here, yeah.
he's always with you, man.
He's here, no doubt.
I'm sure he's proud, just like your wife, just like your kids are, So, shit, I'm even proud of you, man. Just to, I know you have the second business. I've seen it, but just to hear a little bit more, So, I think next question I wanted to get into was about this pandemic. Just kind of how it's impacted you, if it's impacted you. Which I already know it didn't impact me in a negative way.
I'm not going to lie. At first, I think the first few days, I kind of thought, okay, this is some temporary thing. We'll be back next week. And I kind of looked at it as a little bit of time off, in the sense that you need time off to regather. But I think after that second week of knowing things are going to be closed for a while, a little bit of reality sunk in, a little bit of doubt. What's going to happen if all these places that I clean for don't want me back, can't afford me back, or they don't come back? And there was a few days where I just kind of had to think, reset. I wrote down a few options of things. I thought about the delivery business. How could I push that maybe to over succeed my cleaning business, even though it's been established for a few months. I just started looking at the ways that I could do it. I have multiple avenues that I can generate income, whether it's training, whether it's delivery, cleaning, or just laboring. I was willing to do whatever it took. And in this pandemic, I've actually painted for people's houses. I've gone and done work that's not in my craft, but I saw an opportunity and I took it. So I would say doubt. There was some doubt, but immediately I changed my mindset and I said, okay, I'm going to come out of this, and I don't want anybody to think that it's hurt me, because I did get 4 or 5 phone calls like, "Hey Rob, how are you doing? Like, are you gonna make it?
I got those too.
How are you doing? I mean, are things okay? Are you gonna go on unemployment? Are you gonna do this? What loans did you get? How are you gonna get by?" Like, I had a bunch of, and they were caring for me, and I know they didn't mean any harm, but to me, it's like, man, you're already giving up on me? Like, I didn't give up on me. How are you gonna give up on me? So.
Yeah, I got those calls as well. A lot of people, especially being brand new, people are like, "Hey, what are you gonna do?" And at first I was like, fuck. First I launched around Christmas. That was kind of like the worst time to launch. I recuperated, been doing good, and then it was this hit me, and it was kind of like, I'm not gonna let something like this break me. I'm not gonna let something like this bring me down. And so my wife she mentioned the masks. I was kind of like, I don't know how to sew, you know what I mean? Like I just got an embroidery machine. I was like, I don't know how to sew, you know? And I was like, do you? She was like, no. And then Ruben, the one that's in our motivating girl group, he kind of, you know, he was like, I know everyone makes fun of camera, but he was like, you know, what about masks? You know, he's like, it's gonna be a huge thing. And this was probably like 2 weeks before like it hit here, you know.
Shout out to Ruben.
So definitely, you know, a visionary, you know, like he knew.
Yeah.
And I said, screw it, let me try, you know. So my wife had this old, well, it's not even old, but we've been together 9 years and I've never even knocked off the dust off this thing. And she was like, you know what you're doing? I said, no, but YouTube does. So I learned how everything through YouTube, and it was, I made a mask and it stuck together. So I was like, hey, you know what? Let's run with it, you know.
Perfect.
I've done some things, you know, during this pandemic that I never thought I would do, but you know, hey, it's added another tool to my belt, and that belt just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, you know, just generating different sources of income. To be honest with you, I feel like this pandemic has really, it's shown people that you can't rely on a big company no more, because you're replaceable. You know, you're very, very replaceable, or you're expanding. They'll just let you go, you know. And actually, I got some news about 2 weeks ago that so I used to work for Comcast before this, and they actually let off my whole department.
With no guarantees of coming back?
No, they completely let him go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they gave him you know, severance package for a little time. I mean, you know, they did okay, you know, by them, but that's just kind of where I saw it going, you know. And a lot of people are like, hey, how did you start up with this? How did you do this? You know, everyone thought I was crazy.
Yeah,
you know?
now they're asking how you did it.
So now that gave me more reassurance, and it made me feel like I did the right thing, because I would have been in the same spot 7 months down the road. Shit, what am I gonna do?
Not prepared.
Where am I gonna go? Exactly, not prepared. You know, it's everything happens in life for a reason, and how I didn't know where or how or what I was gonna get money or what I was gonna do, but things happen for a reason, you know what I mean? Like there was a reason why I left my job and I started something, and I've learned different trades, I've learned different crafts, you know. Like a person who inspired me the most was Nipsey Hussle. Just seeing the different things that he did, and you know, cutting out the middleman. You know, like the shirts that we're wearing, I did them myself, I printed them myself, you know, I cut out the middleman. I mean, they might not be the best quality right now,
Not yet.
but it's the meaning behind it.
Right.
It's, I did it, you know what I mean? Like, it's my brand, it's my vision, it's, you know, and it's not even really my brand. Like, talking to people, I take that back, it's not my brand, it's our brand.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's a brand that everyone can relate to. So, you know, it was scary. This pandemic was scary at first, but it was just like, all right, you know, let's.
Well, I mean, there's hope now. Look at the way everyone's attitude has shifted, and everybody's looking at that target date. Everybody's, I think, appreciating the smaller things a little bit more.
I see everybody appreciate family more. I see everybody appreciating spouses more. I feel like this is gonna be a time where your relationship is a make or break relationship, you know? You can't go to the club, you can't go to the bar and get away from your life. Like you can't go nowhere and get away from your life anymore. I feel like whether, I mean, it's good or bad, you know, I'm not saying a divorce is good, but sometimes, you know, separating from someone might be what's best for that person or those two people, you know. So I feel like I see a lot of positive things coming out of this. So I think back to the pandemic, I think the perception of negative situations, you know, and this is one thing I think I learned from you, even in like that little accidental phone, the video Charlie did the other day. That was my fault, by the way.
No, that's cool.
But that was like really cool, you know, just to hear like, hey, one of my bands broke down, you know what I mean, like during this time, but it wasn't like, I didn't let it dwell on me, like I didn't let it, you know, impact me. It was, I said, fuck it, you know, I'm gonna. So the reason why I bring that up is they stole a package from the front door yesterday, Had shirts for another company that I'm doing, and it had my shirts, some of my sample shirts I'm working on, and had some bucket hats and some other things I'm working on. And it was kind of like, at first I was pissed. I didn't even eat dinner. I was pissed. Like, I tried to eat and I couldn't. And then I sat there and I thought for a little bit, and I was like, you know what? I just gotta grind harder. This weekend I just gotta grind harder. And that was back to what you said, like that really stuck in my mind of, not letting negative situations, not dwelling on negative situations, it's I feel like it's easier said than done.
Yeah, no, it is. What you feed into is going to be the result. There's uncontrollables. I can wake up in the morning and have a route to deliver and the van be gone. What am I going to do about it? In all reality, we can't control the uncontrollables. So I'm not going to allow something that I can't control to determine my attitude, or
I'm gonna change things to adapt so that way they don't happen again.
Why not?
But
of course.
It's I couldn't control it. I knocked on people's door that I talked to. Hey, did you see such and such? Grab anything from my apartment? The people that I talked to today. Hey, how's it going?
Maybe it's a reminder of, hey, did you see my package? I have some custom shirts that I'm designing with this logo on it. It's 100 piece out of the box. No, I didn't, but if you get some more, let me check them out.
Yeah, that's what's been cool. Like, my neighbor actually the other day, I was delivering him apples, something in my house. And he was like, what do you have in your hand, So it's a mask, So every time I see him outside, he's like, what do you have, What do you have? So, it's closed mouths don't get fed. You know what I mean? I'm always here, hey, check this out, get this. And it's kind of hard now with this, because everyone's like, really touchy with this time. But I still, from a distance, hey, whatever. Check out my clothing brand.
You can always make an impact on somebody. Whether it's you get to that personal relationship side of making an impact, and then that leads to business. I believe. I think a lot of the success I've had in business is because of the impact I made on the person first, and then it just happened to translate into an opportunity. But I never sought out a relationship with somebody to benefit from them financially, but I went out and I met people, I served people. Even in the gym, I told myself, I don't have the means to serve money-wise, and this was probably about 6-7 years ago, but I said I have a passion in the gym, so anybody I see struggling with the workout, I'm going to go teach them what I've learned. Not that I was a professional, but and in doing so, I actually met my mentor doing a workout incorrectly. I said, okay, I can watch him do it incorrectly and possibly get hurt, or I can go help him. And I didn't know who he was, no idea. Everyone's in gym clothes. But that conversation of me just going up and approaching him, he introduced himself, I introduced myself. Before you know it, I was in his office and he was explaining business one-on-one. So I really got served. In serving, I got served.
I definitely agree with that. One of my first guest appearance on the podcast, he was a guy that was broken. He was really, really broken, and we had that conversation. And I don't know everything about healing, but I know it helped me. And I know what benefited me, and I gave him that. That's on me. And you can take it or not. I got an order for X amount one day. It was probably about 5 things, and he was like, "Can you meet me here to pick it up?" Yeah, sure. And when I saw him, just his aura, his energy, everything was just different, man. And man, he gave me the biggest hug. I gave him the biggest hug, and it was a lovely thing, to see me. And he told me thank you, and I never thought I could have that impact on someone, and I told him at the end of the day, it's not what I did. Like, I just gave you a platform to speak your mind and to speak what was on your mind, and you did it, you changed your life, you did it. So as much as you thank me, like, thank yourself,
I think a lot of people just need to be heard. A lot of people are dealing with things that they don't have anybody to tell, whether it's divorce or loneliness or issues, financial, whatever it may be. They need to talk to somebody. And people are normally in a good situation, so why do you want to hear a sob story, right? So for me, I've always been there to help people. I've always heard them out and try to motivate them or give them a different perspective than what they're thinking of. And I think in doing so, I've been able to serve the right way. And yeah, like you said, I've impacted people without even knowing I'm intentionally trying to. So now my goal is to use that platform to help others, to be the ears, to hear somebody's issue, to help somebody out. When you and I talked and I kind of knew you were going through some things in business that you could use a little guidance, immediately I said I can sit back and let him do it alone, or I can help him. Based on experiences, I can help you. I'm not in the same type of company you are, craft you are, but I think I can definitely give you some wisdom.
No, I mean, 100%, you know, and I think that's, so I kind of did this business thing without a real business license, you know, for a while, and I became legitimate about a month ago.
Nice, congrats.
And I just didn't know, you know, like everyone's like, oh, hey, you need your, I want you to go get company, or I want to go get shirts wholesale. Like, oh, hey, you need your seller's license, you need this, you need that, you know, and I was like, what is all this? You know, I have a business, you know, and it was, you know, I got my reseller's license, I got, you know, everything, and I think those are just the things you learn, you know, like, no one taught me how to be an entrepreneur, you know, no one taught me how to be a businessman, how to build a business, but, you know, it was a cool experience. It was a humbling experience, you know, because I thought I was on my way, you know, and they were like, nah, you need X, Y, and Z here, you know, in order to get this, so I was like, damn, okay, back to the drawing board, you know, let me figure out what I gotta do for my business license. And I was reading these forms and I was like, shit, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? But it got done.
Yeah, it's hard.
It got done.
I wish I could say I had all those struggles, but I'm so blessed and thankful that I had somebody, the gym partner we're talking about, that we lectured me probably for 3 months every Monday, go to his office with a pen and paper, and we'd write down all these things, and he would tell me, here's what you have to do. You have to get an accountant. You have to, you know, get your paperwork. You have to get your insurance. I'm like, well, why am I going to get insurance when I'm not bringing in any money? It doesn't make sense. Why would I get a license when I don't have anything? No revenue, and I'm spending all this money to start a business when I don't have anything coming in. It just didn't make sense at the time, and I realized it's all the structure. If you set up the structure right, and if you do things correct at the beginning, you don't have to backtrack. Then you can worry about always moving forward. And with my second business, what do you think I did? I set up the structure. We didn't go start delivering boxes and knocking on people's doors. We set up a structure. We did things the right way before we even put it out to the public of what we were doing. I mean, we started in November, I believe, with the entity paperwork, and I think our first month of business was March. So you have to have a plan before you just go in. But at the same time, if it's a first time experience and you're going into it, that's the fun part. It's fun.
It was, you know, like it's definitely it's fun, but it's also, you know, like, damn, like it's humbling, you know. But I wouldn't change it for the world, you know. I wouldn't, you know. I mentioned it to someone. They're like, why don't I do that? So next time I have a business or when I start my business, you know, I'm going to, you know.
I'm calling you.
Yeah, I'm calling you. And so I think the next thing I want to get into. What's the biggest piece of advice you think you can share with me, share with those who are kind of like me, kind of fish floating in the water, you know, trying to
I think
start out?
Pretty basic, but you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that what you're doing is going to work. You have to believe that the outcome is going to be all the energy and focus you put into it. Now, by saying that, you know, everybody has a different version of success. So you need to find what your version of success is. I think too many people look at other people and try to measure up their stats and see where to look for this person, that he has this, they have this. None of that is relevant. Find out what makes you happy. What are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish? You know, I have a vision board here from 5-6 years ago, and I have a picture of a backyard on it. Not many vision boards have a picture of a backyard. Mine does, because that's something that I wanted to provide for my family so we can have that for our home. That's going to start this week. The guys are going to come, and we've already kind of had that agreement, and in 2 weeks, I'll have something that I desired to have, and it wasn't.
How long ago was that?
The board?
Yeah.
5 years ago.
5 years.
5 years ago.
But I know you saw it every day. Like I have a vision board as well at home, and you know, we live in an apartment right now, and my biggest thing back to, I used to measure up my life to everybody's. So and so got a degree. So and so just bought a home, and it used to kill me, and I would kill myself for it. You know, I put myself down all the time, and now I might have done things backwards, but they're my way.
It's okay.
And then exactly,
Yeah, it's okay.
and that's okay. And I have a vision board, you know, and it has my home on it. It has, you know, the things I want in my home. It has, you know, things I want. One of my visions was to give my son a better education than I had, and he actually just, before all this happened, he got accepted into South Valley Prep, which expertises in culinary arts and robotics, I believe, or something like that. My son, he's really, really smart. He builds Legos without any, like, he'll bring a typewriter, he'll bring ships, he'll bring, I'm like, where'd you learn this from? Where's the paper? And he's like, it's all in my head, Dad. And I'm like, damn, you know, so I see those passions in my kids, and it's like, okay, how can I help my son, you know, get there? So,
Just believe in yourself.
sorry.
No, you're good. You're good, and it's good to express what your goals are and what your vision is. But for me as a person, for me as a husband, as a father, as a friend, anything, I just want to show people that anything is possible. If I can do something, and if I can start a business that can generate money for my family, then anybody can. I don't want to walk around like I'm something special. I think you have to be confident in order to have that positive energy, and it can be a misconception of people and how they feel about you, because maybe they're not there right now in their mentality. They see somebody that's just vibrant and, you know, high energy, high strung, he's here, he's there. That's not, everybody doesn't want to see that, because the mode that they're on is real rest, easy mode, real quarantine mode, right? So for me, I don't think about those things. I drown out the naysayers. I drown out the people who maybe think I'm in a contest with them, or they have bad things to say about me. I just believe in what I believe in. I stay focused, and every day I work on being the best version of myself. And I look for my weaknesses. I have to identify things I need to do better, and I'm working on it. I'm not there yet. Like I think that song said, I'm not there. I gotta get help.
I'm not 100% today.
Not 100% today, but I'll pay someone to help me get there. I'll figure it out, and you gotta believe in yourself.
I think it goes back to, you know, believing in yourself, and you'll pay someone to, you know, to help you get there. I think through this time, my biggest teacher has been the internet. You know, there's so much stuff you can look up nowadays. You know, I taught myself how to design stuff, how to do stuff on Photoshop. I didn't know how to do, like, how to edit videos, you know, how to add, you know, things like that. And I feel like internet is. I saw this thing the other day. It said Google's your parents. Like, you know how we used to ask our parents?
Yeah.
Like now, like, I mean, now you can ask them for anything. You know?
I've done it too. How do you clean these floors? How do you do this? I mean,
how do you do this certain type of technique?
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's
someone's mastered it, and someone's already done it. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just gotta do it your own way.
yeah.
Put your own efforts forward.
I like that.
Be consistent. Believe in it. And go for it. You know, I think my bio it says, trust God, be consistent, and keep pressing. And I live by this. That's what I do.
Keep pressing, keep that pressure.
Be super consistent. Be super consistent. Just be positive. Go get it. Go get it. Believe in yourself. You believe in yourself, you believe in your brand, it's not going to fail. There is no fail. Can't give energy to things that aren't going to help you get better.
I agree.
So that's what I got to say. It's just that positive, believe in yourself, and just do it. Do it. Execute. Why talk about what you're going to do? Let me see. Show me.
That used to be my biggest downfall.
Show me.
I used to talk. oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. So one day, someone told me, why don't you just shut the fuck up and do it? And like, I felt offended, but that was the mindset I was in, you know. Now, I'm that person, you know, like my friends are, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that.
Show me.
So I'll check in with them in 2 weeks. Hey, where have you gotten with this? Where have you done with that? Like, what progress have you done? Oh, I thought you said you want to do that. And a lot of people might not like that, but it's because I care. I mean, like, if it's something you're talking about and something you want to do, you must really want to do it, because the things I want to do, I'm not going to say, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, you know, like, I feel like in life, money can't buy happiness. I feel like you can only find your happiness, and it's up to you. So that YouTube video I shared with Tyrese in the chat the other day, where he said, God man, I'm just off track. He was talking about happiness, and that, as we said, he said everyone has a gift to be happy. You know, and it's not up to you to find it; it's up to you to listen to yourself, and it will come to you. And that hit me, you know. What also hit me was, you know, he said, I've been a cent heir, I've been 100 heir, I've been 1,000 heir, I've been, you know, I'm a millionaire now. He goes, but one day I'm gonna be a billionaire. And that really hit me, because it was like, man, I've been a cent heir. Like, I remember looking at my account and be like, damn, you know, I've been a negative heir, you know.
We've all been there.
You know, I'm looking at the account, you know, kind of, oh man, you know, all right, you know, let's pedal back, you know, and I just, those are those steps, you know, and I used to look at people growing up, famous people, and I didn't admire them because of what they had, I admired them because of what they became. I like to hear people's stories.
Yeah, testimonies are the best.
Like, I love to draft, and if I draft. Yes, because people's lives are changing, because you hear a lot of, hey, he slept in the car during high school until his coach brought him in, you know, and it's like, look, like, that shit could have defeated him, because I know for a fact, a lot of people where I come from in South Valley, that shit defeats a lot of people.
Yeah.
That shit.
You should, I'm gonna give you a little scenario. So, growing up, I was born in Santa Fe, and my mom would work 2 jobs, so it got kind of hard on her to raise me full time and to work as much as she was. So she sent me to my grandparents in Pecos to go to school, to live with them. There was a nice structure. They were always there. I knew they were gonna have everything I needed. So amazing situation, and I'm so thankful that I was able to live that life. But you take me, put me in this small city. We were up in the mountain in Pecos, and man, we didn't have anything. We barely had food. We didn't have hot water. We had to boil our water. No TV. We watched old videos. I mean, I remember I wanted a basketball hoop so bad that I got a small like closet one, put like some 2x4s and taped it, and I put it on the fence post. And I would sit there and in the grass, I'd practice and I'd run and I'd shoot. And I just remember being there and just saying, man, I love this place. The nature's great. But man, I feel like there's more for me. I didn't have anything. I didn't have those next door neighbors that I could bond with. I didn't have anything that the city had to offer. And I felt like just when I would go to school, even the locals, they had everything. We lived in the city. They had everything, even in a small town where I had nothing. And very humbling, but growing up, I think that's what made me so hungry. I remember standing in the middle of the grass and just looking around and saying, I don't want this to be the rest of my life. It's beautiful here. I love it. This is not going to be the rest of my life.
That's not me.
One day I'm going to be somewhere else. One day I'm going to do things on my terms. And I was in 3rd, 4th grade thinking like this. And
I used to be the same way. I used to see I would just see I've always liked to follow, I've always been into music a lot. I used to and even this day, I like to follow people whenever they're nothing, and just kind of see what they like. I think that's how I know, kind of how to build a brand, you know, because I've seen so many people's brands being built, and I don't know, I just always been different, you know, I've always just thought different. I've always seen a bigger picture, you know, not, oh, hey, I'm just gonna die at this job, you know. It was was like, hey, like one day I'm gonna have all those nice things. And I lost track of that for a long time, and I feel like that's okay because that's a part of my story, you know. And I don't know, like just I think growing up, it used to be the materialistic thing, you know, that's what I mean, that attract everybody. But I always still wanted that, you know what I mean? Like, and like every kid wants that, but like I wanted that, you know, like it was. And now of course, now that I'm older, my mind's shifted. You know, it's not just the materialist things, but it's the successful, the happiness. You know, especially now with my kids. You know, like not only do I want me to be successful, but I want my kids to be 10 times more successful. And I feel like you can see how accomplished you are in life and how successful you are in life through your kids. You know, so I'm excited to see what my kids can achieve. You know, and what they become. You know, even if they're still like my dad told me last weekend. He said there's gonna be times when you don't agree with your kids. You know, like I don't agree with everything you do. And he goes, but he goes, support them. You know, and that's it's been my biggest thing, you know, is finding ways to support my kids and just try to find their happiness, you know, because it took me 27 years to find my happiness and to really find myself, you know. So if I could help give them that extra head start, you know, like I think we were actually talking this before, is back to the family thing. I didn't grow up as a whole family, you know. My mom was, you know, a heroin addict for 20 some years. So I would go to her house to watch my sisters, make sure my sisters were okay when I could. My dad was married. My sisters moved to my grandma's, you know, so I would always go everywhere to see everybody, you know. And whenever me and my wife, we separated for a little bit, we got back together, we were young. And so if we get back together, there's no going on. Yeah, like this is it. This is it. And after that, it still took us 7 years to get married. But we got married last year, and you know, and I told her, like, whenever we get married, like there's no more
turning back.
No, like I want what my great grandma and grandpa had. You know, like I grew up with they watched me, so you know I see them, they're bickering all the time, they're fighting all the time, but they loved each other. You know, they stuck by each other. You know, my grandma used to say, you know, through all the bullshit, you know, we figured it out.
There was success.
And that's just what I want for my kids. You know, I want my kids to know that feeling of this is my mom and dad together. You know, and it's not hey, well, my dad can make it, but my mom couldn't make it because, you know, they don't get along. You know, or things like that. And I think that was my biggest thing. I wanted to get my kids with a whole family.
Oh, same here. I mean, what is it if I have successful businesses and a failure in the household? But different seasons, and I believe different times, you work on each one at its own pace. It's hard to improve everything in the same day, but do a little bit of each to improve it little by little, and then it becomes, you know, the business, the relationship, the parenting, all of it. You want it to be successful, so I try and structure it the same way. I give it as much as I can because that's where I want it to be. Is everything where it needs to be? Absolutely not. But is it going to be there one day? Absolutely it will. I'm passionate. I know that I can get everything to its fullest. It's just working on it, trusting God, and being thankful. I think a lot of gratitude you have to have. You have to have gratitude for everything you have, and you have to have gratitude for everything you don't have. And if you can do that and be thankful every time you pay your rent, make that mortgage payment, you're lucky, you're fortunate enough to go to bed with your family and your household, to me, that's it.
That's not, yeah.
I'm rich.
It's back to that whole thing, like wanting the successful things. I started realizing that you're rich, you know, like you don't need money to be rich. Before we got married, me and my wife, you know, everyone jokes around, you know, like, oh hey, you know, you ready to be stuck with them forever, you know. Are you sure this is what you want? Are you sure this? Are you sure that? And it was never like, yeah, am I doing the right thing? You know, and that's whenever I knew, you know, like it was time. It was an exciting thing for me. And what's funny is, you know, they say a lot of people fight their first 6 months of marriage, me and my wife have bonded even more
Nice.
since we've been married. You know, like we don't fight like we used to.
It's good,
We used
man.
to fight like crazy. We used to yell and argue at each other. You know?
If you don't, you're not a human being.
Yeah, and I mean, we still have our, you know, our bickering moments back and forth, but you know, we don't fight like we used to. It's been the total opposite of what, you know, people say. You know, hey, you know, are you ready, you know, for this? Are you ready for that? You know, I mean, it's I don't know, maybe we just got it out early, you know. I don't know, but
I think
it's
again,
been a blessing.
it goes back to the business of opinions. You're gonna do with this, you're gonna do with that. Didn't you get that same advice in business?
Yeah.
You know, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna do this? You're gonna go through this. How do they know? How do they know what you're gonna go through? And how do you know? You know, how do they know what we're gonna experience different things at different times? So anyone who gives you that kind of advice is just sharing with you the failures they've had in hopes that they arise your way. So relationship, business.
I take everything negative. I take it, you know, that they're trying to be positive and they're trying to. It might come off negative.
So I take everything negative and I make it positive.
That's what
I let somebody tell me something about myself or something I do, or I've even had people bring up things in the past that aren't relevant anymore. And I say, okay, well, you're right. I need to fix that. I need to work on that. Maybe I'm not there yet. I'm gonna get that help to get there, right? So, gotta have that good attitude. Have that gratitude.
That's it, man.
Have that positive energy and believe in yourself. Absolutely believe in what you're doing is gonna work.
I agree, man. I agree that I try to stay away from as much negativity as I can now. It doesn't matter who they are, you know, family, close family, close friends. Some people are like, hey man, we don't talk like we used to, you know. You too good now? No. I've been busy. You know, they'll probably see this, you know, maybe now they'll know why. But if you don't change your life, it will, you know. I thank you, man, for this conversation. It's been amazing, you know, just seeing not only just you fired up every day, you know, but to finally meet you, to talk to you, you know, it's been a pleasure of mine.
Oh, likewise, man. I was excited to bring you over. Not only are you fulfilling some of the things that I want to do in my life, just expressing my gratitude for you, but I'm excited for you. I'm excited to see your future. I'm excited to see your success, and I'm glad that I can represent your logo, and there's a lot more to come from you. So
thank you.
I
appreciate it. So one way I always end this off is what's one short-term goal, what's a long-term goal you have for yourself? You know, any aspect. I just like it just to review, so it's on tape, you know.
I got you. The long-term goal is to be happy. Long-term goal is to be happy in what I'm doing, to give everything to my family, and to just remain the person that I am. That's the long-term goal. The short-term goal is just get better each day. I really want to accomplish valuing everything in my life, whether it be, you know, my faith, my relationship with my wife, with my kids, even with myself. I've realized lately that the relationship with yourself is super important. So small improvements, short term, making those little things. In the long term, just remember why, because I want you to be happy. I don't ever want to be so successful and so busy that I'm not happy. So that's for me.
It's if I don't fire you up, I don't know what will, man. It's remembering the why, you know, and I think whenever we're having a conversation off camera, I know we're supposed to wrap this up, but you know, there's so much. It's why did we get away from those good jobs? You know, what pushed us? So what's your why? You know, I want to know what other people's why is. I think we've established our why.
Absolutely.
And any quote, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
No, I think we've said enough. I think it's good.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me. Hey, thank you guys again for tuning in. No Love Lost. You get your merch. I'll put it below. So go swearing it.